Hi guys, my name is Brooke and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a paranormal scary story time. These are my absolute favorite to watch on YouTube and I figured it was my turn to put my content out there. So here we are. First of all, I just want to give you guys a disclaimer that paranormal on this channel simply means that I do not have an explanation for what is happening. I'm not going to pin it with a name like ghost, demon, angel, or whatever thing like that. I don't know what it is, so I can't really tell you. There's that disclaimer. And the next thing I just wanted to say is I take the paranormal very seriously. I am not one of those people who is going to be making up stories to get views and likes and comments or whatever. I would never ever do that. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I absolutely hate when people are like, oh, this happened, or they try to like make something bigger than what it is. So I personally would never do that, and I just want to let you guys know that right now before we even get started on this. I think that's all the disclaimers that I really have to tell you, so let's get on with the video. This is the time the lights went out. This story, it is me, my best friend Amanda, my cousin Emma, and Ashton. Amanda and I were 16, 17, Emma was 8, and Ashton was 12 at the time. So this was quite a few years ago. But anyways, we were just hanging out. I had the day off and whatever, and we decided to go out and do things. I believe we went shopping, we went and had lunch, and then we went to the library. And for those of you who are familiar with the area I live, I'm not really ready to be telling people on the internet where I live and whatnot. I don't really know how I'm gonna go about that, but anyways, for those of you who know where I live and whatever, you know that our library has had some pretty unexplainable things happen there. So I don't know if something like followed us home that day or if it was just something kooky in the house or whatever happened. We went to the library and we were picking out these books, and I believe Ashton and Emma, they went and found like a kid's book or something, and Amanda went to the mangas, and I found myself a scary story because I love scary stories, are my absolute favorite. We got our books and we came home and we were like, okay, well, what do you want to do now? Like, what can we do? We can go to the park, like we can go and hang out somewhere else or whatever. And we were like, no, how about we just like go downstairs and read for a while? That's what we decided to do. So we took our books downstairs, and the basement at the time was set up like this. We have 2 wing chairs here. We have, or here. And then we have 2 couches, like this. And then we have the table, and then we have the TV. Like, this is like if you're walking into the room. That's how it's set up. So Amanda and I are sitting on the couch to the left, and the girls are on the couch to the right. And we just kind of sit down, and we're reading our books quietly for like maybe 30 minutes or so. And then, you know, we start talking about the plot, like things are starting to happen, whatever, in our books. So we start sharing what's going on, and I'm all down for that. And then it comes to my turn, and I'm reading the story Hell House. And if you haven't ever read that book, like, you totally need to. It's so creepy and so funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's freaking scary. I get to the part and I'm like telling them, well, yeah, these people found this house and they're going into the house. They're going to do like a ghost investigation or whatever. And I'm telling them all this, and all of a sudden, like, I kid you not, the lights in the basement turn off. And we're sitting there in the dark and we're like, what the hell just happened, you know? We like get up and leave because we're like, what the heck is going on? This is creepy. So we get upstairs and we're like, well, maybe somebody went downstairs, maybe like the power went out, I don't know, something silly, something stupid like that must have happened. So we like walked outside to see if maybe mom and dad came home, but it's like 2 in the afternoon, so there's really no reason for them to have been home at that time. We just checked anyways, but nobody was home. And so we came back in and we're like looking through the rest of the house, like the lights turn on upstairs, like the power didn't go off, the clocks are still working and everything. So we are like, well, maybe just something stupid happened, so let's just go downstairs and like see if we can get the lights to turn on or whatever. Like, we don't really know what happened. So we all go downstairs as a group. We look at the light switch and it is in the off position. So something must have had to have flipped the light switch physically to get it to turn off. We're like looking at it and we're like, what the heck is going on? So I like grab the light switch and I'm doing the like in the horror films, you know, when the lights go out, the person starts freaking out and flips the switch on and off. That was me. So I like do that, and I remember specifically keeping it in the off position because why would you keep the lights on if the lights aren't working? That's just not logical. So we turn the light, I put the light switch in the off position, and we're like, well, why don't we just get our books? We can go upstairs and read. Amanda and I go get the books, and the girls are standing over by the stairs at the time. We like walk over together. We're like freaking out. We're like shoulder to shoulder walking through the basement, and I pick up the books on this couch, and we like go to walk around the coffee table, and we get right in front of the entertainment center, and all of a sudden the sound turns on to the TV and it is blaring as loud as it possibly can. It is up all the way and it is playing the Sweeney Todd theme song. And if you've never heard that, like, I will leave a link down in the description below so you guys can go listen to it, because it is kind of freaky, especially when it turns on as loud as it possibly can. And the girls on the other side of the room are screaming, and we start screaming, and I'm like, where's the remote? And I'm like thinking maybe she turned it on or whatever, and I asked Amanda, I'm like, did you turn this on? And she's like, no, I didn't turn it on, you know, I'm walking through here just like you. And we look over, and on the table, on the coffee table, is the remotes. And so nobody had touched the remotes, nobody had turned on the TV, nothing had happened down there. So we don't really have an explanation for how the music turned on. And so we grab our books and we haul ass upstairs as fast as we possibly can. I've never been so scared in my life. I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like, somebody has turned on the music, somebody's turned off the lights, nothing is working downstairs. Like, what the hell is going on? So we run upstairs and we run outside and we turn around and we have a screen door. Nobody had closed any doors or anything, but we turned around, and through the screen door we can see like through the living room and through the kitchen and to the door where the basement is. And the basement door closes shut and latches. And we're like, what the hell? And like the curtains are kind of fluttering over by the window. And at this time, like, we didn't have the air conditioner on. It was pretty early summer, like school had just gotten out, so nobody had really had a chance to put the AC in. So we don't really know how the door would have closed. And nobody took time to close the door. Like, we were going way too fast and freaking out way too much to have even thought to have closed the door. So we don't really have an explanation for that. A draft couldn't have pushed the door closed, because I believe that those doors were solid. I'm not sure if they're solid core or not, but they're pretty heavy doors. So we don't really know what happened. We're outside and we call my grandma, because what else do you do when you're in a situation like that? You're 16 years old. Something's actually happening in your house. You have to call an adult. So that's exactly what we did. We call grandma and she comes down and she's like, what's going on, girls? Like, why are you guys freaking out? And we tell her everything that's happened, and she's like, really, are you sure it's just not your imaginations? Like, you probably are just imagining things, like, you need to calm down. And we're like, no, we are serious. Like, all four of us had the same exact story. Like, no one's home, these things are happening, lights are turning off, music is turning on, doors are closing, like, it is freaking us out. Like, we don't know what's going on. So she's like, okay, well, let's go inside and I'll walk downstairs with you and we'll check it out. Like, we'll see what's going on. So she walks in the house first, and like all four of us are like huddled together like penguins in the dead of winter, and we're just like going through the house like freaking out. Like, grandma opens the door and we walk to the landing on top of the stairs, and we're like peering down the corner, We look down the stairs and the lights are back on. The music is turned off, and we walk downstairs with Grandma, and like everything is peaceful, everything's quiet again. Like the scary feeling that we had wasn't there anymore. Like it was just really eerie feeling, and we don't really have an explanation for that. We kind of didn't really have a conclusion to the story. It just is something strange that happened. Like nothing like this had ever happened before this incident, and nothing like this has ever happened since. So we don't really know what happened or anything. If you guys have an explanation or anything, you can go ahead and say something in the description You guys can go ahead and say so in the comments below. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'm going to be making more of these. I have tons of paranormal experiences that I can share with the world, so if you like this story, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a video. And I will see you guys later. Bye!